Oh, there's no light. Well, that's awkward. Hello everyone and welcome to the Captain's Video Weblog. We are Saturday, November the 28th? Yeah, probably. It's a bit past 2 p.m. So I decided that while I'm at it, why not recording a Captain's Video Weblog, huh? I know that yesterday I said that I would do it in the morning, and I would do it with the garden as the backdrop. Turns out there's a lot of wind, and well, some stuff happened. Was told to me that made it so that would film it at 2 p.m. I probably would have had the chance to film it even later. But I'm not entirely sure yet, because I'm supposed to go to a convention today, and well, I'm not sure really anymore. Because it's been told to me that we would go at noon, but after waking up at 6 a.m., then 8:30, well, 8:30, and maybe along the lines of 11 o'clock, and then at noon, really. Well, I mean, I'm still there, and I'm still in my pajamas, so I don't know. On the other hand, allowed me to have a good night of sleep, something that didn't happen to me a lot during these 2 weeks, mainly because I slept during the day. Yeah, I went to sleep around 2 a.m., which is, well, 2:30, 2:40. I mean, it was probably closer to 3 a.m. I had planned to stay on my computer for a bit. I plugged it, put it at the level of my feet, and just snoozed off. I fell asleep, and fairly quickly. What kind of bothers me is that I barely slept 3 hours. But you cannot have everything, I guess. I'm looking for some clothes to put on myself, because if we really go, I mean, going in pajamas is not going to fly, especially because, god damn, it's cold. Yesterday I've been to a rugby match, and my father told me, yeah, you should probably button up your jacket. And I had changed my jacket from something like maybe a spring, beginning of autumn jacket to a really winter jacket. And man, these pajamas, the colors, every time shook me off. Jesus Christ. I don't really, so I was like, nah, it's cool, but it was rather that I didn't want to take off my gloves, and because I didn't feel my fingers anymore. So I was like, yeah, I can make it happen. It was a fairly good match, to be fair. Even though the referee was completely blind, with so many offsides and forward passes, I was like, what the fuck, man? There was this guy, the number 8 of the away team. Every fucking time he took the ball, he was 1 foot out of the field, of the pitch. And in rugby, means that it's a throw-in. You don't get to do that. To play as if nothing happened. Speaking of throw-ins, man, the home team twice at the end of the match, and I was like, that's fucking crazy. They did the cheekiest, yet apparently legal throw-ins. Like, in rugby, it's usually you throw way high, so they have to jump. Dude made like a pass to another of his team who just dashed. That was really cheeky and apparently legal, so good on you. They won by 4 points, which is why I didn't really understand why they would do that, even though they could have had two or three more tries. But I don't know, the passes they weren't, when they were in the last 5 meters, the passes they weren't that good. I'm gonna be totally honest. I wanted to record my One Punch Man submission today, but my computer, I don't know if it's the flash games or just something about my bed, but it overheated, so shut off forcefully. So it's not for today, and apparently not for tomorrow either. Though it could happen, really. I mean, tomorrow I'm going back in early in the morning, so that is if I really go to the convention. I go to this convention called the Toulouse Game Show, which initials are TGS. And I mean, one time I wasn't that much into video games, and when I saw a preview for the new Tekken game, it was like there was TGS exclusive, and I was like, wow, they got an exclusive preview of the new Tekken game in Toulouse. I mean, actually it was the Tokyo Game Show. My bad. Tokyo Game Show, a place where I would go without a doubt. They have game-themed cafes. One time they had a Resident Evil themed cafe, and that's fucking noise. Even though in Japan it's not called Resident Evil, it's called Biohazard, which is why I didn't recognize the katakana, because I was like, what? But it's labeled Biohazard. I was like, oh, yeah, of course, rebranding, something that happens quite a while, because, it's because of anybody's sensitivity. Biohazard is kind of a big deal in the US. You're not gonna call a game Biohazard, even though it's a game about biohazards. In Germany, you're not gonna call a WWE pay-per-view Elimination Chamber, because obviously the Nazis. They called it No Escape, which is not really better. I mean, there's still this notion of despair, deep despair. Whoa, it's overwhelming. I have to write a blurb in English for a project, and turns out I'm a little too verbose. So I have to cut off a lot of words to, make it so like, well, this looks pretty good and is under 200 words. And I was like, yeah, 200 words. It's easy going to 200 words. The complicated part is not going over. My last English exam was writing kind of an article on the struggle of men, really, when it comes to expectations about the physique, which is something that I know very much because I'm fat. So yeah, I was like, yeah, well, that's kind of a topic that talks to me. How many words? 1,500. And I was like, well, that's going to be a bit short, because it was like supposed to be kind of a column. So I mean, when I was younger, I was like, yeah. Well, at the beginning of the prepa, I was like, yeah, you're expecting me to write 12 pages. How am I doing that? And 2 months later, well, 12 pages it is, huh? Here you go. It was shitposting tier philosophy, which is pretty much normal philosophy. Well, no more modern philosophy, of course. Classic philosophy is not shitposting at all. Though, one could argue that it's heavy shitposting, but it's classic, so we can call it shitposting. It's like memes. classic memes or OC, old OC. It's shitposting, but because it's funny, because it's old, well, it's quality content. I was like, my peripheral vision is not very good, so I thought I saw my cat on my bed because he's sleeping there. Look at that nice car. Look at that other nice car. Aren't those nice? And look at that. It's a poster for the firefighters made by Land Rover. I have lots of posters. None are, I don't know, maybe the most recent one might be this one. It's a table of the Chinese radicals that you weebs might know as kanji. To be fair though, the Chinese pronunciation not that far off. It's like Kanxi, something like that. I'm not good at Chinese. I don't really like Chinese. It's a language that sounds wrong in my ears. It's not because I'm Vietnamese. Kinda, yeah. But it's because they don't use syllables. In Japanese it's easy because they use syllables that everyone can recognize. Even though when they're talking fast, it's like, whoa, 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 whoa. Speak, please, don't mumble. Like, I know some of the pronunciations of those radicals, but only Japanese. Like this one, strength, is chikara. In Chinese, I don't know at all. I don't know. Yeah. 12 minutes. I could have spent that time making me ready to be, well, dressing myself up. Oh, I suddenly realized that this one, grass, it pisses me off because it's kind of, when it's in a radical, sometimes it's just a stroke, an horizontal stroke with two vertical strokes. It pissed me off because, it looked kind of like cover, but not exactly, and it's grass? What? This is crazy. Huh, boat. That's funny, because in Berserk, they finally off the boat. Thank you, Miura, for finally stopping playing Idolmaster. I don't know where that comes from, but it's really funny thinking that this dude, who's like probably 60 at this point, spends his time playing Idolmaster and not drawing Guts finally getting off the boat. Like, I never really read Berserk, but because I go so often on A, and I use the catalog like any new fact that's oh well, shit, I used a bad word, like any new fig that no, even though using the catalog is totally fine, there's nothing wrong with it, but yeah, because I use the catalog, every time I see like the Bleach thread where the caption is like, it's time, I know it's the Bleach thread because I recognize Tite Kubo's drawing. It's easy. What else? And the Bleach thread was usually, well, we'll still not off the boat, god damn it, fucking Miura, stop playing Idolmaster, please. Even though, for the past 7 years, like, something like that, he also drew Griffith arc, so that's not all Idolmaster. Not because it's a bit more light-hearted. Guts' party is a little bit more light-hearted. It's all because of idle games. It is though. But yeah, suddenly I see a sticky. What? A Berserk thread that's sticky? That's crazy. You ain't doing that. And I see, we're finally off the boat, motherfuckers. It's not even Friday night. That was pretty hype. I hope I'm really going to that convention because if I hadn't, I would have gotten off my bed and not watched any fucking videos all these 2 past hours for nothing. I know that would mean that I have the time now. Anyway, thanks for watching. See you tomorrow night when it probably will be halftime report, as I said yesterday. That is still kinda official, I guess. I mean, unless tomorrow something bad happens and I cannot get back to Montpellier. Who knows? I'm the one jinxing myself here. Yeah. So unless shit happens, that will be live. What am I saying? It will be from my apartment. Goodbye. I'm gonna burp, so I'm gonna stop now. Gonna stop with a little bit of dignity.